Hey, it's Mr. Johns, and we are going to continue our discussion about technology and its importance. We're going to start with supply and demand. Supply and demand. Also, you may have noticed that I've listed in the Google Classroom, I list everything. So even though Intro to Tech number 1 included the assignment for Inventions and Innovations, 1.2 is the assignment. Inventions and innovations. So I just want to make sure everything's visible. I don't want that to be confusing. But everything you see in the classroom includes presentations like this, which I usually end with an assignment. But then that assignment is also listed just so you don't forget it, if that makes sense. All right. So let's talk about supply and demand. Companies can create demand for a product just by offering it for sale and then advertising it. Now, if they're really good at advertising it, they can convince you that you must have it. Does it work? It works. It works. Huge. Works really well with teenagers, but it works with adults too. I mean, it just depends on the product, right? So, and depends on the person. So can you think of any products that you bought more because of its image or the advertising than what it actually does? So think about that. Did you convince your parents to let you buy or to buy you something just because it's the cool thing to have, it's the latest and greatest, it really doesn't do anything different or better, but you just kind of want to be seen with it. You know, you have to be kind of honest with this for sure. I would say that things like phones. Now, I'm an Android person. I'm the only one in my family that has an Android still. It's a Moto something. It's, even though I'm the tech teacher, right? I just don't have to have the latest, greatest. It doesn't matter. When I drop my phone and it breaks, I go in and just try to find a good deal on a phone. I don't want to spend $1,000 or $1,500 on a phone, but I'll spend, $300, $400 on a phone as long as it works. I use it a lot. So I do need one. I want one because I take videos and pictures and all kinds of stuff with it. But I don't need the latest greatest. Like I don't have to compare myself. So I'm also an adult, so things are a little bit different for me. The newest iPhone, really the best example because they will come out with a beautiful phone. It's $1,000. Then a year later, they come out with another one. And they convince you that you need the new one because the old one just doesn't do what, it should. So they convince you that. So not only, think about it. $1,000 phone should last you forever, right? At least, come on, that's the price of 2 Xboxes or more, right? And the Xbox should last you for a long, long time, or the PlayStation, until you finally give in and get the new Xbox or new PlayStation. But it should last you years. It really should. But they do a good job with advertising, don't they? Right? You need the latest, greatest, newest, greatest, all that. So advertising works. Look at all these logos. Not only do you recognize most of them, but you have some kind of emotional connection or intellectual connection or response to them. Whether it's cheap, expensive, you love it, or that has a funny commercial. Whatever, and this is just some, right? There's so many more, and maybe some that would be maybe more connected to you. These, I just collected these because they were just kind of common, right? But if they've done their job, they've convinced you that, for example, Mercedes, which is right here, Mercedes, you should know that symbol and you should have a reaction to it. If they've done their job, you're like, yep, someday I'm gonna have a Mercedes. I'm gonna be rolling down the street, and the names of the models, and because they've advertised, even though you're too young to drive or too young to own a Mercedes, It's different than a Hyundai or a Kia, right? Nothing wrong with those brands, but they have a different reputation, right? And it's all about advertising, right? It's all about advertising. So, a company like I think it's Mars that makes the candy bars and the M&Ms. They'll pay millions to slap this wrap on this car, driven by Kyle Busch, because he's usually up front, and so the cameras will be on this car a lot. And because of it, kids want M&Ms, kids want t-shirts and hats, kids want toy cars like this. Dads want the same stuff. They want to go and watch the races because of the M&M's car. It's advertising, right? Companies are motivated by money. Now, they want to improve, right? They want to innovate, but really it's money. Why make it better if they're not going to make more money off of it? Greed, which we usually think of as a bad thing, but greed often causes inventions and innovations, right? People invent things because they're desperate to make some money, right? So it's not always a bad thing. So a patent, I want you to know what that word means. A patent is, it's basically a license that protects you, prevents other people from making the same thing you just made. So that's why once you invent something, you apply for a patent. And if someone does make one, you can stop them. So that's what a patent is for. Super important for inventions. Speaking of inventions, which state in America is number one for inventions? What would you think? Where are the biggest, smartest colleges? Where are the engineering firms? Where are all the people? If you recognize this picture, you already know the answer. Idaho. That is Micron. There are 3.96, basically 4 patents per 1,000 people. There are 3.96 patented inventions per 1,000 people. Now, there's almost 1,000 people in every junior high. Riverglen's a little bit less than that. So let's say 3. So 3 students in Riverglen, if they were representing Idaho population, would have a patent for an invention. So that is Idaho. That's pretty impressive. Now, part of that is because we have Micron. They're number one in the state. They patent everything they make, right? So there's all kinds of little tiny microchips and just everything that's different they patent, right? To protect themselves. HP, also here in Boise, is number 2. So they patent every little board for their printers and for all the other things that they're making, computers. And then individual inventors are number 3. We have a lot of inventors here. Did you know the TV was invented in Idaho? Sure enough, look it up. Optimization is an ongoing process of always trying to make something better for less money. Now in this class, we're not trying to sell anything, so we're just going to try to improve our products. All right, so is technology good or bad? Technology, good or bad? I'm thinking back to some of the very first inventions, right? Technology inventions. What about fire? What about the first hammer? I'm talking cave people, right? But is that really technology? Kind of, right? To improve your life. It's a tool. They're tools. Good or bad? Yeah, fires can burn stuff down, right? Fires can cause forest fires. So, yeah, I'm going to argue that every technology has a good and bad. And maybe you can prove me wrong. Maybe you can finally find one that's only good or only bad. So what do you think? All right, so an example is cell phones. I use this as an example in my driver's ed classes all the time. I love cell phones. One of the best technologies ever. I would put it right up there with electricity, water, running water. It is like, I was around when computers really started and the internet came around. And those were huge, but a smartphone, a cell phone. When I say cell phone, I mean smartphone. So the good things. To be able to contact someone from anywhere, almost anywhere, is pretty amazing. You don't know that because you weren't around before, but I was. And so I'm in high school. I need to ask my mom if I can go to a friend's house or whatever, or I run out of gas. I need someone to come pick me up. I have to have a quarter. I have to walk to a store or someone's house, right? But typically a store, and use a phone booth to call home. Hopefully they're home, and hopefully they answer the phone, right? That was my life, and that was the life of every person my age and older, until smartphones came around. And now, man, you can just contact people from anywhere. You have access to all kinds of apps, so these are really computers. We call them smartphones. They're really computers that happen to also call. But how often do we use them to call? We use them less for phones than computers, right? Calling 911, GPS, finding people, it's a safety thing for sure. Taking photos, so it's a camera. GPS, it's a GPS device. Playing games, it's a gaming device. You have immediate access to the internet and the world. So it is an amazing device. It's a very, very positive thing. However, distracted driving causes crashes and death. It is addictive. People use it to cheat on tests. People use it to bully. People use it to cheat on their girlfriends and their wives too. Bullying, access to inappropriate material, ignoring others around you, distracted while working. I mean, how many times do we see people like they're supposed to be working at Walmart or road construction or anywhere, and they're just staring at their phone? Hello? You're getting paid, right? Couldn't do that before smartphones. Interferes with school. Dangerous apps. So just some photos to kind of give you kind of a visual. I know some of these were set up, but just very true. These are very powerful images. People ignoring their kids. People ignoring each other. Sitting right next to each other. Have nothing to say to each other. I see this at the park a lot. Their parents used to take kids to the park to play with them. Or at least watch them. And now they just get on their phone. This is dating. This is class. So, here's your assignment, your next assignment. Choose a technology and write a 4-paragraph essay about it. Okay, you're already going, okay, don't worry about the essay. I'm not an English teacher. A paragraph is 3 to 5 sentences. Short, right? First paragraph. Pick a technology and introduce it. So tell me a little bit about it. So just pick a technology. Now you can't use the phone. I've already mentioned phones. So pick something else. So introduction to technology. So let's say Snickers candy bars. Okay, so like snacks, vending machine snacks. Okay, there's my technology. So I'm going to do an introduction to the technology, the first vending machine when it came out, where it's used, how it's used, etc. Second paragraph, how this technology is a good thing. So I will, in 3 to 5 sentences, discuss how vending machines provide snacks, energy, nutrients, calories, a quick pick-me-up, candy bars, soda, maybe juice also, maybe, right? It's a good thing to society that you can access food in different places. Third paragraph, how this technology is a bad thing. Obesity, students choosing candy bars over lunch. I don't know, so people break into the machines to steal the candy or steal the money. I'm just picking a random example, but okay, so there usually is a positive. I think there always is a positive and a negative thing to every technology. Vending machines are kind of a push. I agree. But I have been at schools where they actually got rid of the vending machines. They decided vending machines bad, right? Got rid of. I've been in another school where they replaced all the candy with juice and granola bars. Okay, so it is a real argument, I guess. Fourth paragraph, your opinion about this technology. Is the good worth the bad? What do you think? Should we have this technology? So this is a Google Doc again, and I would like you to turn it in, share it with me. And I can't wait to see what technology you pick and then what you think about that technology. So that's it for video number 2. Get that turned in, and then when you're ready, you can jump into video number 3. Mr. Johns out.